The November 5th election is, of course, fast approaching.
In Rockland, there are two big bond questions on the ballot facing voters. Sierra Whaley reports.
It really ties into the city's vision of wanting to have a municipal campus.
Residents of Rockland will cast their votes on two referendum questions regarding the advancement of public service buildings.
The first question is to relocate City Hall to a building closer to downtown. It's 22 White Street is what we're asking the citizens of Rockland for $3 million to rehab the building.
If passed, the sale of the current City Hall building would cover the costs for the purchase of that building. It would be located next to the library and recreation department. The other bond issue concerns another city building.
The $3 million for the purchase of a new public services garage.
It's the third time in 15 years this question has been presented to Rockland residents. The current building was built in 1954.
It's only 7,200 square feet. Isn't big enough to house all our equipment. Our public services workers do not have a break room, don't have.
If this question passes, the new building would be about 17,500 square feet. It would have more garage doors to maneuver equipment easier, especially during the winter months. They also have a plan for the current public works site if voters say yes to the investment.
Charlie Weidman it was the successful bidder on that building. We had 3 entities looking at the building. And he's just looking at it as long-term storage for schooners and keeping the marine industry going.
Luttrell says he and the City Council believe these will be positive economic moves going forward, and they're continuing to have City Council meetings to keep the public informed. Sierra Whaley, WABI TV 5 News, Rockland.